With each video, you're building a deeper understanding of desktop UI automation. This sixth step brings you closer to transforming how you automate every day. Hope you're understanding and following the journey through these videos on desktop UI automation. We welcome you to video 6 of our desktop UI automation series. In the previous video, we learned and explored how to work with dynamic fields in Strategy Editor to search and verify data within the Demo desktop application. We learned how to add tokens and pass the values to dynamic fields in just quick and few steps. If you'd like to check the video again, please check the link in the description. In this tutorial, we'll cover creating an automation flow across 3 different applications on various technologies. Yes, we will learn how to automate the process of interaction between the 3 different platforms. How this is useful? See, automation across the multiple platforms is key to streamlining business operations and improving efficiency. Now, whether you're working on CRM management, email processing, or web interaction, learning cross-platforms automation will enable you to create end-to-end workflows relevant across industries like customer support, sales, marketing, and IT services. Now that we've understood the scope, let's jump into the steps to make our automation flow for cross-platforms automation. The 3 applications that we'll use will be Demo Desktop Application, Web Browser, and Outlook for verifying received mail. Before we proceed, let's understand the scenario overview that we will be following in today's tutorial. At first, we will create a new lead and search by first name. Then, we will click on the email ID and send a mail with the subject, let's say, Demo Mail 1. After this, we will open a browser, log in with the mail credentials, and confirm if the email was received by matching the subject. At the end, we will run the flow to check if the automation flow is executing as per expected scenario. This flow will help you learn how to automate processes seamlessly across different platforms, combining desktop applications, email clients, and web browsers. Let's proceed to create our flow. You can see the flow here. With this flow, we are creating a lead within the Demo desktop application and searching its details with the help of first name in search box. Let me run this flow. In the previous videos, you might remember that we filled only the mandatory fields in the form like last name, first name, and email ID while creating a new lead. On searching with first name Leapwork, we got the matching results. Yes, you can see we have got the details here. The next step is to click on the mail. Let me adjust the flow a little bit so that it's clearly visible to you. With the help of Start Recorder feature, start the recording tool. Now capture email. Select Click UI element. Click Type as left, click on Apply button. Close and save the recording. Now let's run the flow only from this block. This is to check which window is opening after click on Mail. We can see the new mail is opened with the desired mail over here. We now have this email window opened. Now, as per the scenario, the next step is to write subject and send the mail. To do it, let's add Set UI element block in our flow. Capture subject area to write text. You could also capture subject area through Start Recorder feature as we learnt in previous lessons. In text value, let's write the subject as, let's say, Demo Mail 1. Now let's run the automation flow from this block to set or write subject in subject area. And yes, in the automation execution, we can see the mail is clicked and the subject is typed. After this, to send the mail, the next step is to capture Send button. With the help of recording tool, let's do it. Capture Send button. Select Click UI Element Block. The click type is left. Click on Apply button. Now close and save the recording. To send the mail, let's run the flow from here. And yes, we can see mail is sent. The next step is to verify that the mail is received or not. You must be observing that windows are changing. At first, we created Lead on Desktop application. That was our first window. Then we opened the mailing window. It was second. Now to verify mail received, the next platform that we have to open is web browser. That's gmail.com. This means now we will be using web automation building blocks to create the further flow. This is how super easy it is to automate processes between different applications with Leapwork and enhance the way you test your application's functionalities. Let's edit the flow. Let me adjust the position of the flow. Hope it is clear to you. Now to open Gmail, connect Start Web Browser block. In web address field, write gmail.com. With this URL, our web browser will be launched. Let's run this block to open web browser. Yes, it's opened. If we check the activity log, we can see the success message that the Chrome browser is successfully started. The next step is to enter login details. Let's move to our flow. Start the recording tool. Since now we are switching to web window, see Smart Recorder will function same way in both web and desktop elements. It will automatically identify the element being captured. Capture email field. Select Type Web Text. In text value, enter email ID. Yes, correct. The click type is left. Click on Apply button. You can see the email is typed. After this, capture Next button. Select Click Web Element. Click type will be left. Click on Apply button. Now capture password field. Select Type Web Text. Since we are typing password, change the type to password. Enter the password. Click on Apply button. You can see the password is typed successfully. Now capture Next button. Select Click Web Element. The click type is left. Click on Apply button. We can see the mail is opening. And yeah, we have received the mail with the subject Demo Mail 1. The next step is to verify the subject. To do it, let's capture the subject here. Click on Find Web Element block. Now save and close the recording. Moreover, to retrieve the text found from Find UI Element block, you can also add Get Web Text block after Find UI Element block. Let me adjust the flow to ensure a clear view to you. Yes. Now see, we want the subject to be found. based on what we had written while sending the mail. Let's make it dynamic. To do that, click on Captured Element, click on Edit Element. Here's the strategy editor. If we select this strategy, yes, this one, we can see it's searching the exact subject demo mail one. To make it dynamic, let's update the condition from here. Remove the subject and add token over here. By adding the token, we're actually creating a dynamic field that can accept any input for the subject. Click on Save button. Our strategy editor to find the subject is ready. Now connect text value from Set UI Element block to this dynamic field with the help of blue connector. Text value property is connected to field 1 now. This will make sure that Find UI element will search for the subject based on the input. You can anytime adjust your block so that you can see each connection carefully. To complete the flow, connect Pass block. Yes, here it is. Now let's run the flow. Let's observe the execution of automation flow. And yes, we can see the mail has been received with the subject Demo Mail 1, and our flow is successfully passed. This is how easy it is to automate the processes between different applications and save your time in manual processes. If you want to check the recording of the flow, you can check it from here anytime. I would suggest to you try creating the flow at your end and check the recording. In today's tutorial, we simply created a lead in demo desktop application, sent the mail with the subject, then we checked the mail received and verified it by finding the subject content. We modified the strategy to search subject name based on the input subject. Now, since we worked with the different platforms in this tutorial, let's learn some of the best practices which we can do to make our automation flow more stable. Yes, we are going to talk about Use UI window block and Use browser window blocks in Leapwork. The Use UI window and Use browser window blocks solve common problems that occur when automating tasks across multiple applications or platforms. Without these blocks, Leapwork might interact with the wrong window. Use UI window ensures that your automation targets the correct desktop app, like Outlook or Demo desktop app, preventing actions from happening in the wrong application. Use browser window focuses on a specific browser tab, making sure your flow interacts only with the web page you want, instead of other open tabs or windows. Now, how will you know when to use these blocks? You'll know when to use these blocks whenever you're switching between desktop and web-based applications or when your automation involves multiple open windows. So, these blocks prevent errors and make your automation flow more stable. Let's get back to our automation flow and let me demonstrate how can you use these blocks and how will they function. Let me adjust the blocks to give you a better view. Now if you look at Click UI element block, which clicked on the email and the mail window was opened. To make sure, Leapwork is focused only within the mailing window to proceed next actions in same space, let's add Use UI window block. Delete this connector and add Use UI window block in between. Now, with the help of Capture button, let's capture the area which you want Use UI window to select and interact during the automation. Yes, capture this mailing window. This will make sure that Leapwork focus on mailing window and not any other apps. Yes, so this is how you can add Use UI window at the stage where you want to set up Leapwork Focus during automation. Now let me show how can you add Use Browser window block. Now let me adjust the blocks little again. You can see the Click Web Element block, which clicked the next button after all login details were entered, at the time when we were opening Gmail to check the received mail. Now to make sure that Leapwork focuses only on the web browser window, to proceed next actions, let's add Use Browser window block. Delete this connector and add Use Browser window block here. Now, Use Browser window block is placed in between Click Web Element and Find Web Element blocks. If you open this drop-down of Get Window method, we can see the three options: by page title, by page URL, and by page content. This means you can select the method to interact with. Let's select by page title. And in text to find field, enter page title of web browser, that's Gmail. This block will find the web window with the help of page title Gmail. You must have observed that in the previous flow, the automation flow executed. Although we hadn't used these blocks, that's why. It's called the best practice because using this, your automation flow will be more stable and more efficient. It will be ensured that Leapwork is interacting with the right window at the right time, avoiding all errors. Now, let me run the flow again and show you how these blocks are functioning during automation. The automation is started. Let's observe it. And yes, we can see our flow is successfully passed. In the recording panel, we can see the demo mail one subject is successfully found that we had set as the verification indicator for received mail. Now if we check the activity log, we can see the Use UI window is successfully executed. Similarly, we can see the successful execution of Use Browser window here. This is how you can work with Use UI window and Use Browser window to build Leapwork focus on exact windows during the automation flow, which you want your automation flow to interact with, or we can say perform actions, and achieve efficient results. This was all about the today's tutorial. Stay tuned for more interesting videos in this series, where we will bring more concepts and help you master desktop UI automation with ease. For any doubts and queries, feel free to contact us through Leapwork support or connect via live chat. Thank you for watching, and remember, with every click brings you close to innovation, turning complexity into simplicity.